System: a set of interconnected or interacting units, parts, and processes constituting a complex whole. Earth is a complex system made up of many systems. A change in one part of the Earth system can affect other parts or the system as a whole. Climate change is one of the most significant changes in any part of the Earth system in our time. Experts say the last decade was the hottest ever recorded due to the rising concentration of greenhouse gas, higher than it ever was in 2 million years. Like a thickening blanket wrapped around Earth, greenhouse gases trap the sun's heat, leading to a rise in temperature. Yes, climate change may occur as a natural process, but climate change today is mainly a direct outcome of human activities, especially the burning of fossil fuels such as oil, gas, and coal. But the heating up of the earth is only the beginning of this horror story. As a part of a system, this change negatively impacts almost every other aspect of life. Intense droughts, fires, melting polar ice, loss of biodiversity, scarcity of water, rises in sea levels, catastrophic storms, amongst other things. These have massive implications on health, agriculture, and food security, as well as safety and survival. Entire communities have been displaced and turned into climate refugees in several places. Therefore, climate change is easily one of the most significant threats facing humanity currently, and the negative impacts are projected to hit the world's most vulnerable populations the hardest. In Africa, rural communities are amongst the most vulnerable. The effects of climate change on the rural poor is worsened by the loss of biodiversity and ecological degradation, which makes the ecological system less resilient. Droughts and water struggles in parts of South Africa and other parts of Africa are cases close to home. It is projected that ecological degradation, in addition to poor landscape governance and a growing population, will likely increase the impact of climate change on water security, thereby increasing existing vulnerabilities. This is especially bad for rural populations in South Africa, for whom one of the most impactful manifestations of climate change is on limited access to water. Their livelihoods fundamentally depend on their access to and use of land and water resources. They do not have the advanced bulk water supply infrastructure of water treatment works, wastewater treatment works, or water reticulation. And many rural municipalities in South Africa are bedeviled by high backlogs of water service provision. And for municipalities with freely available boreholes, maintenance has been a major challenge, and all year round access is impossible due to seasonal fluctuations of the water table. Many rural households have to rely on springs or rainwater. Springs and streams are, therefore, a critical ecological infrastructure that provide water for human and livestock consumption in many rural areas. However, climate change is likely to reduce water discharge, which is already undermined by poor catchment management practices. As the world pools efforts and resources to slow down the rate of climate change and minimize its impact on humanity, We at the Saatchi in Sustainable Local Livelihoods have witnessed and participated in some reassuring local efforts. We know that it is possible to create resilience in communities through governance processes and to encourage good catchment management practices because our partners have demonstrated this. They have also shown that communication with traditional leaders and government departments can create small but significant strides towards adaptation to climate change and improved water supply. We have learned from our work with rural communities that civil society can powerfully influence the impact of climate change on rural communities. It has spearheaded many impactful interventions in collaboration with public and private organizations. These include environmental education and awareness, rangeland and livestock management, clearing of invasive alien plants, and converting them into income through the production of charcoal, fire management, rehabilitation, and protection of springs. Such strategies enable rural communities to mitigate and or recover from the effects of climate change. They also give rural communities ownership of important processes that can improve their lives and livelihoods. Yet, the role of government institutions in mitigating the impact of climate change and ensuring the sustainability of livelihoods in the face of climate change cannot be overstated.